Hey everybody, Jewel back again with Birth Moon in the 11th house today. So, my voice is a little bit funky, but you'll just have to listen anyway because it's the only one I got. So when we have the moon coming into the 11th house of hopes and wishes, gains, liquid incoming awesomeness, liquid incoming money, gains, our long-term hopes and wishes in our lives. Friends, societal ideals, groups, organizations. So it's a very impersonal house, and we're having the most personal planet of all coming into a very impersonal house. So it's kind of an interesting place to have the moon. So getting along with others is really a big focus. Because this is the heart of somebody, the moon. Wherever the moon falls is where we see our cravings, our habits, our daily habits, how we habitually relate to each other. It's a lot, describes, the early upbringing from the mother and the experience of the mother and our nurturing, describes, our feminine side, and as opposed to the sun, the sun is what is easily seen. The sun is what we identify with and we project outwards, but the moon is the internal us. The moon is how we are inside, and very much describes the unconscious and what can't be seen by others but what is felt. So they are very much about drawing emotional balance from others. Wherever the moon is where we're going to see more of our ups and downs because of the nature of the moon. The moon fills and empties. It grows light and dark. It waxes and wanes. And so we see that personality of the moon showing up in whatever house it comes into. So emotional satisfaction really comes from a stable social life, from having a sense of belonging is what they're really looking for. So their friends are very much like family. And from an early age, they tend to look outside their family to other groups or to friends or to other people to really bring experience into their life and to bring a sense of love or comfort. They are very comforted by whatever friends or groups that they're with. So they are very sensitive to the opinions and the thoughts and the words of other people when we have the moon here, because their emotional satisfaction in life comes very much from how they're perceived and how much they fit in. When they are not being accepted by their group or by others, by our friends, this affects them very much so. So it's very interesting that there is very often a theme in their life about surrounding emotionally outgrowing friends or friends emotionally outgrowing them. We can see both things going on at different times in the life. Or some people are more, oh my goodness, with these little dogs. That one can't even hear and he's barking. He doesn't even know what he's barking at. He can't see either. And yet he's going to go on. So, oh my goodness, dogs, horses, all kinds of stuff around here. So when they are young, they tend to attach to a friend, and they can become bosom buddies and have this experience of the friend outgrowing them and moving on to a different friend and they're left behind. Or they can find that they emotionally outgrow their own friends and they can get stuck in a friendship where they need to actually move on from. So this theme of attaching to friends and then emotionally maturing in a way that demands that they move on is pretty frequent when we have this placement of the moon. It's really important for people with their moon in the 11th to see some of their hopes in their dreams coming true. If they are experiencing in life some of the good things that they are looking forward to, they can feel pretty happy. If they are in a position where they are not living a life, where they are not being able to bring into their life what they perceive their hopes and their dreams to be, they can be very depressed because they really feel like emotionally there's nothing to live for. And they have this need to see some of their desires coming true in three-dimensional life. So having desires and having hopes and dreams that are realistic is really important when we have the moon in this placement, because we need to see some of those things happening in their life. So they are really good at leading others because these people are really good at bringing people together. They love blogging. They love internet activities because they feel that they are fed from groups and from the energy that they find in groups. And you can find like-minded people on the internet. So we find a lot of 11th house moon people that really gravitate towards blogging, forming support groups, volunteering, bringing awareness to situations in people's lives that are important. So bringing awareness is a really big theme for them. They like to inform whatever group they're in. And so they're very tuned in to the state of society around them, and whatever organization or group of friends that they have formed around themselves. They're very tuned in to what's going on with those people and to where they are emotionally themselves. I mean, their radar is pretty well turned on when it comes to realizing who needs what and what's going on with whom, where people with their moon in other placements are not going to be so apt to paying such close attention to who's doing what in their social circle. So they're very affected by the way that others are living, and they want to make sure that they are doing well, that they are being supported, that good things are going on there. So they can often come off as nosy with this placement, where really it's concern for the most part. There's a real humanitarian aspect to this moon placement, it is very interesting to note that the sign that the moon falls into, in whatever sign it is in the 11th house, that sign can very much point to a fear that they have, an emotional fear regarding how they are viewed by their social circle. So, you know, for Gemini, they don't want to be seen as boring. Taurus, they don't want to be seen as stingy. Libra, selfish or unkind. No, this is not what they're going for. Scorpio, they don't want to be seen or viewed as powerless or ineffective. Aries, you know, weakness. Aquarius, they want to be, you know, viewed as original, definitely not small-minded, with 11th house moon in Aquarius. Capricorn, they don't want to be seen as incapable. Sagittarius, have, you know, a fear of being seen as ordinary by their social group. Leo moon does not want to be ignored. Virgo moon can be really, really super sensitive to being criticized by their friends with the moon in the 11th house in this placement. Pisces moon needs to be acknowledged. They don't want to be left out in the cold by their friends. And Cancer moon is really sensitive to not being accepted. They need to feel like they are belonging. So it's interesting that, you know, in this placement and in the sign, you can synthesize pretty easily what it is this moon is really after when it comes to how they do or do not want to be viewed by their social circle. So I hope you enjoyed this analysis of the birth moon in the 11th house. I'll be back super soon with another video. You can find me on the internet at truthinAspectAstrology.com. You can find me on Facebook at Truth in Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation, email for appointment, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.